The LG G6 was released more than 6 months ago, and it is time to re-evaluate this quite amazing smartphone, where LG put a strong focus on reliability and less on innovation, although that 18:9 screen and wide-angle camera still attracts many eyes. My name is Martin and welcome to the LG G6 review. There are 4 features that I do love a lot, guys, and the first feature is an 18:9 1440 full vision display. Secondly, we have the camera that has quite an amazing wide-angle lens and a very good optical image stabilization. Third, a water and dust rating of IP68, and last but not least, to power all of these features, the large 3300 mAh battery that does a very good job. LG's focus on integrity does not affect the one thing that is clearly new to the LG G6, and that's the new screen ratio. That may not sound like a huge and exciting innovation, but it has a significant impact on the shape factor of the device. Normally, you might not consider a phone with a 5.7-inch screen, but when you know that the device has the same dimensions as the G5, its predecessor, and it has a 5.3-inch screen, you may think otherwise that it's one of the reasons why I do like this design and display. Regarding that design, we've got an all-metal frame with a glass rear and front. It feels solid, firm, and I do not have anything to complain because it doesn't make any sounds when bending, and it doesn't bend at all. On the bottom we have a very decent loudspeaker, microphone that records some freaking good audio, and the whole voiceover is done via this microphone. On the left we have the volume rockers, and on the right we have the SIM tray that also accepts a micro SD card. Yay! And on the top we have a second microphone and the long lost 3.5mm headphone jack, guys. Thumbs up for that. On the rear we have the dual camera and a dual LED flash. And on the fingerprint scanner that is also doubling as a power button. Coming back to the display, colors do look incredibly accurate, rich, and the audio experience is enriched by some very decent loudspeakers. Have a listen to it yourself. The screen is good, and due to the relatively high screen brightness, using the phone outdoors is a pleasure as well. And it kinda looks like that in direct sunlight it looks even better and brighter, and that's probably due to the Dolby Vision and HDR10 that lights up the bright parts of the screen to make it even more readable outside. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think that the contrast is good, but not perfect, and the same counts for the lowest brightness setting. LG has made the housing of the G6 waterproof and dustproof according to the IP68 rating, and that's a good step because more and more high-end models are protected from water and dust, and it's something that you can expect today. As you can see from the footage, there's no need to worry that you slip your phone into water, the sink or the toilet if you bring it to the toilet, without destroying your phone, and that's my third feature that I do like a lot, along with the integrity and solid construction of the phone. Another feature that I do like a lot is the camera, and even though the ones used are not the high-end sensors, it was a bit difficult to determine which sensor is which. In the software it stated that there's a Sony IMX258, but it also supports a Samsung S5K3M3 sensor or something. Watch the video in the top right corner to see how these perform in Xiaomi devices. The photos made with the device are generally good and up to very good actually. The dynamic range is good and it's clearly visible in photos whose exposure is a challenge. LG is a little aggressive with turning on the colors and it shows them a little bit more saturated than in reality. And just like the colors, sharpening is a bit too aggressive as well. Images in good lighting conditions are excellent and I cannot say anything else. They show a lot of detail even with the aggressive sharpening. In lower light conditions, the LG G6 is subject to laws of nature. The primary camera sensor is relatively small and you will notice that. The result is that images have a little bit more noise than normal, but with some manual tweaking you can shoot some very decent low light or night pictures. The video feature is what I personally use a lot, and therefore optical image stabilization is important, as you can see in this video. It works great. Detail is there, white balance is good, and the whole capturing video experience is, incredibly good.
Are you filming? filming me again.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Honey, where are we?
We are in front of Endeka.
In front of Endeka. Ah, in the lovely Bulgaria, right?
Yes.
Ah, Sofia.
I'm also trying to get my hands on the LG V30, their camera flagship smartphone of 2017. If you want to see me doing a video review, camera comparison or anything else, let me know by liking the video or let me know in the comment section below, guys. Last but not least, the front camera is a little bit odd. And that's sad, because the overall camera experience is good. Due to the limited space above the screen, LG has chosen for a very small sensor. The SK Hynix Hi 553 or whatever. It has a 1/5" sensor and the samples aren't the best, but if it's just for social media, I think it's good enough, I believe so. Selfie video is always at the end of the video, guys, so make sure you stick around. A non-removable battery in a waterproof housing, a bright 18:9 display with a high resolution, and a Snapdragon 821 with 4GB of RAM, a dual camera feature, would make you wonder if the battery is powerful enough to get you through the day, which I can definitely say yes to. At the end of the day, you need to charge a battery via the USB Type-C port, because you might end up with 15 to 20% battery left if you're a heavy super user or if you're a heavy user like me. You can easily reach 7+ hours of on-screen time for a normal user, but I do like to push and utilize my phone to the max. Charging is finished in less than 1.5 hours. As a heavy user that likes nice screen, powerful phones, etc., I am happy with this battery because it makes me easily get through the day. And that concludes my 4 favorite features of the LG G6. And now that I have explained my favorite features, there are a few topics that are more controversial or unusual, and that's what I would like to share with you guys as well. The hardware and software, which are of great importance for the phone. The choice for the SoC in the LG G6 is controversial. LG has spec'd it with a Snapdragon 821 processor, just to be available 2 weeks before the Samsung Galaxy S8 launched. If you're a normal consumer, you will barely feel the difference with the Snapdragon 835 processor. The Antutu scores might be lower than the S8, but for day-to-day usage it isn't slow at all. It's not slow because the software is optimized and the reading and writing speeds are up to date with other flagship smartphones, and the same counts for the Geekbench scores. They are not the highest, but very on par with the Samsung Galaxy S8 and other flagships that are available right now. And to be honest, I think it's still very impressive that the phone was launched 6 months ago and still so on par with today's flagship smartphones. Everything feels fast, smooth and good. And playing, for example, Asphalt, Extreme, Modern Combat 5, Temple Run 2, etc. are no problem at all, and the phone becomes not hot, so that's a good thing as well. If we count the fingerprint scanner as hardware as well, then it does a good job, and you can see that in the video right now. The software is fast, smooth and intuitive, but far from stock Android, which I'm personally a big fan of. Everything is heavily modified, including the settings menu. And within the settings menu we have some additional settings, and we can also see that it runs on Android 7 with a very recent security patch. LG has recently looked very good at Apple, and that translates that, for example, the app tray has disappeared, though you can retrieve it from an app update. The icons, squares with rounded corners or whatever they look like, are very Apple. Swiping down the home screen and you will find the search window, or when you swipe from the top, you will end up in a notification center. It's quite a shame because LG has the creativity and manpower to not do so. Moreover, if you want to copy Apple, why don't you just copy everything instead of doing it half? There are many other topics not discussed by me, but it's a good time to quickly summarize on how this phone is doing after more than half a year. If you do love a camera with a very different and very useful wide-angle implementation, go definitely for the G6. If you do love that 18:9 high-resolution screen concept, go for it. The same counts for the battery and the waterproof design. If you're looking for the highest benchmarks and stock Android, consider another manufacturer because they will do probably better, but what LG is delivering is not bad at all. Let me know in the comment section what you think, if you like these new video concepts, and hit that thumbs up button or subscribe if you aren't already. And then we will catch you guys with the next one.
Oh, I think I like this one more because you can see way more on the video.
But this means that we have to film again.
No, we're already filming. Anyways guys, this was some selfie footage with the LG G6 and we hope you liked the video. I personally do like the wide angle view for the selfie camera. I don't know about you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like it.
And I also really like the screen because it's 18:9. And guys, we're just gonna quit because it's super awkward because there's so many people. Yeah,
Which they can see really on the screen.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways guys, catch you with the next one.